Hello there, Aries. Welcome to Straight Talking Tarot. I am going to be doing a reading correlated to the Venus retrograde. So this is going to be more of a love reading to see where your energies and perhaps where your emotions have been, or maybe what you've been working through. And it's not going to speak to everybody. And it is a general reading, so obviously I will do my best to cover as many sort of factors within the reading. And today I have the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack deck here because it's related to the emotions, and Chuck Spezzano's cards are very much about the psychology of the human soul in terms of relationships, and he brings all the kind of conscious things out through the readings, as well as the healing cards, as well as the love cards as well. So again, they are varied, they're all facing down, and I've got a clue what they are. And I've also got the Spirit of Animal Wisdom Oracle card, one facing down. Okay, I may and will be opening other cards which are in front of me, and I will choose them as I go along according to what intuitively I feel right. So let's have a look, Aries. What's your first card? And this is the card that's sort of bringing you into this moment. This is where you're at. Okay, so some of you have experienced definitely some kind of fear, or you are maybe experiencing some fear. So we've got this card here, and I'm wondering if some of you are afraid to actually sort of embark possibly in a relationship. And Venus is of course not only about relationships, but things to do with what we love. Okay, our personal desires in terms of our expression, and also in relationships. I feel that some of you maybe have had also some experience that maybe has sort of made you doubt yourself, and perhaps allowed the fear to kind of get the better of you. And maybe even some of you could be embarking on wanting to do something, but you're allowing the mind and the fear to take over. Okay, so let's open to the next one. All right, beautiful communication, beautiful. Okay, maybe some of you are also afraid to actually show your tender side, so the vulnerability side. I've got two cards in the center. It should be one, but I had two cards when I pulled them out, and the communication card came out first, technically. All right, so this is about definitely communicating your truth. Okay, and I really feel this has been a message across the board as well. And if you're watching this, this is also any Aries placements that you might be following or you tend to tune into. All right, so really communicate. Perhaps you're starting a new project and you're afraid to do it. You know, you maybe want to do a video and you're really sort of thinking, oh my God, I can't really speak. I'm really afraid of really showing who I am. Sometimes even just calling it out by saying, you know, in fact, I remember when I first did my first YouTube video, it took me weeks, absolutely weeks, before I could actually sit down and do one. And I decided to do what was really present, what was really there for me. And I actually did a video called Start Where You Are, you know, because that's exactly what I was, you know, that was my block. Anyway, interesting, I got quite a few views on that, you know, but what happened was it broke the ice. And I feel for some of you, I feel like you need to speak up and break the ice about something. Perhaps you want to have a conversation with somebody and you're letting the fear get in the way, or you're letting the, you know, you're imagining what the other person could say, or maybe how they'll take it. So if this is the case for somebody, some of you listening, it really is time now for you to kind of release that. Okay, this opportunity of Venus retrograde, and the reason I'm doing these readings around that, it correlates with the Leo new moon, so my readings are always around the lunations, generally and mostly. But I feel that this Venus now is a real time for the collective shift as well. You know, we've been changing so much, and this Venus is really timely the way it is actually correlated to how the planets are aligned at the moment. And I feel personally as well that it is a really good time for us all to get more into our hearts and really see how we engage in the world through our heart-centered life. Okay, and that's really what we want to be aiming for. Okay, not so much materialistic life, not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's got to be based on the foundation of being heart-centered. So for those, again, you know, who need to communicate, you know, do so. Some of you actually might get the communication coming your way, and there could be somebody in your life who's actually afraid of speaking their truth as well towards you. Okay, but whatever it is, do reach out. There could have been some misunderstanding as well, I would say, for some of the communication, some cross wires, and perhaps that's put you in a bit of a fearful situation, and maybe you expressed yourself rather harshly or reacted rather harshly. And again, that's just part of being human. Okay, we can all, occasionally sort of, get it wrong, or sometimes when we just really hold back for so long, you can just end up just sort of kind of getting really angry. And again, anger is there to serve us. Right? Anger means something needs to change, or something, I'm not happy with this situation, or I'm not happy with myself for being in this situation. Notice where you are coming from, okay, and what's triggered it. And I think it's really important as well that while people act as mirrors in our life, it is really important that you actually allow yourself to really check in with yourself and be kind to yourself. So maybe this card for me, it was only inverted, but I will say that as well, perhaps you're not being as kind or forgiving of yourself, and maybe it's time for you to do that as well. Okay, so while this is very much about, you can see the image of two people together, kind of embracing each other's face, it's about also being tender towards yourself. All right, Aries, this is really important for some of you. Again, if you feel that you've been judgmental, berating yourself, and kind of going in your head about things, just trust that it is a really good time for you to be tender, and maybe reach out to another person and show your kindness and your tenderness, okay? And show how perhaps that maybe you can allow yourself, instead of having a wall and holding grudges, that perhaps you can release that wall and open up and allow somebody else to really come in. Wow, this is so beautiful, Aries. Okay, you've got risk here, so really this is about, for me as well, making that communication and taking a risk to reach out. Perhaps some of you have already done that. Perhaps some of you have decided to sort of maybe let bygones be bygones and let water be under a bridge, so to speak. And maybe you've decided to now allow yourself through the communication. Maybe you've reached through good communication, because of course this Venus retrograde is allowing a lot of us to reset our values as well as reset our relationship dynamics. Okay, so for some Arians, this very much has been the case. And this is certainly what you're maybe expressing or feeling now. And this is certainly what you're going through as well. I feel like some of you as well be really bridging things and actually meeting maybe in the middle as well. Okay, so whether you're the man or the woman, or the woman or the man, and the woman and the woman, and the man, whatever your sexual orientation is, it's irrelevant. This is about who you are as a human soul, what your sort of archetypal sort of feminine or masculine dynamic is, and allowing that self to show up. Okay, it's really important as well during this time that we don't hold back, and we show up and accept not only the other about how they are, but also ourselves, our vulnerability. So if you're somebody who tends to wear your heart on their sleeve, instead of holding that back, be that. Okay, stop censoring yourself. It is far more attractive as well, okay, when you're actually really yourself, and you will attract the right partner doing this way. Okay, censoring ourselves doesn't mean that censoring ourselves actually means that we're holding ourselves back. But what happens is you become a false self. You're operating from a false masked self. Okay, it's like if you're into really kind of moochy, smoochy kind of music, you like the kind of those Hallmark films or whatever. Again, don't hide that. This is who you are. Somebody's going to love you for how you are. So again, be clear, because there will always be somebody who's going to match you on that. And and there's also, well, this is a card of sensuality. This is a card of your self-expression, the truth of your beauty. This is what Venus is about. It's about our beauty. Interior, exterior, how we show up, how we dress up, how we may speak, what we like, what we want to cultivate on, all these things, And sometimes, and oftentimes actually, it does not mean that we will meet somebody who also has that exact ideology of sort of relatedness in that sense. There could be a massive difference of who you are and they are, but then somewhere in the middle you're able to meet. So I would say for me, this is something about allowing what needs to happen. All right, because when you don't do that, when you're coming from the place of fear, you're going to be blocking the possibilities of a relationship, or actually manipulating it. Therefore, you're going to have an effect of that's kind of like a push and pull me. Again, I say that as well because here we are at the bottom of this deck. There is this push and pull me. Now it sort of came out here. So again, some of you have actually managed to sort of release that. okay, this dynamic, okay. We often do that to protect ourselves, all right, you know, when we're sometimes we do need to withdraw and then sort of reconfigure our tact, or rather our place in the relationship, and wonder what's best and how to move forward, okay. But if your intentions are clear and your values are clear, okay, which is also a very Venusian thing to be doing, being clear about your values, what it is that you like, it is really important. Some of you might even like the idea of being tender, okay. And again, this is really important that you communicate that and express that this is how I like to be treated, you know, or, you know, I really like it when you open the door for me, or you know, it's really important that I don't get interrupted when you're speaking, because I love what you have to say, but I'd like you to hear what I need to say. And it's these important little nuances that sometimes kind of dry out and make the relationship a bit sort of disjointed, or feeling that we're not nurtured and nourished in them, that can actually take effect and hold effect. But anyway, all I want to sort of say is, you guys have got really lovely cards here. I've got the card of play, so again, be playful. Some other signs got this as well. So this is a real time, particularly around Leo season as well, to release, you know, let your hair down, and, you know, just allow yourself to enjoy life without sort of being too stiff and sort of over serious. Okay, now for some of you, you might want to trust. Maybe you're waiting for some news about something or something to land in your life. I would say that that's a good, you know, just trust. And if some of you are calling in your relationship, or calling in a partner, you haven't got one yet, just trust. This is at the back end, that it will arrive in its good time. And this is a card of love as well. So this is hopefully a general reading. Okay, now on a general way, away from the relationship, I'd also say if some of you are actually waiting to sort of, I feel like some of you could be actually wanting to take some movement towards something that you love, okay, and you're waiting for certain pieces to land. All right, so again, just trust that, okay, and just trust it. Some of you feeling a bit lost in terms of what you love in life, what you need to do. Again, just trust that you will be shown the way, and make your prayer to be guided. Okay, if you're feeling a bit lost and uncertain where you need to go and what you need to do, just ask and invoke the divine to sort of show you the right path for your highest good and the highest good of all, okay, which is, I think, the most powerful prayer, really, because sometimes what we think we want is not really what Providence has for us. And also you are allowing the truth of the matter to get to the core of yourself and really coming from a heart-centered life. So I'm going to leave the reading here for now. Let's see what your animal totem is. Okay, wow, there you are. So this is your heart medicine. All right, so this is about coming from the heart. Okay, so some of you, if you need to actually work with your heart chakra, okay, this is a wolf. Wolves are known for being extremely loyal. Okay, I believe they're one of the few animals, you know, that once they bond, once they mate, they are loyal to the end. They're very loyal to the pack. You will often not get one that strays, and you will also find that two wolves that come together to mate for a lifetime. Okay, so yeah, and then people haven't read the Women Who Run with the Wolves. I really recommend that. That's by Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes. She is an incredible storyteller, and one of her the book, one of the chapters of stories is there about the wolf, okay, and about the whole clan, about the wolf and stuff. But I really recommend it. It is very heart medicine storytelling, and it will certainly enlighten you too about some of our deeper psyches and our wounds, and particularly a good thing to be going through currently, okay, for anybody who might be interested. That's Women Who Run with Wolves. But anyway, sticking to point, here's heart medicine. It says, let go of what does not serve your highest good. Okay, so again, maybe this is about trusting maybe what needs to be let go of as well. Okay, I personally feel that trust that what is for your highest good is coming. Okay, because this person is landing. There's something arriving. We've got that plane going across the sky there as well. And I feel that's something that is very important and heartfelt for you. But to make room for the new, all right, and this is the new moon, guys, okay, and I'm doing this, and I know that I don't put the dates on my videos because I trust that whoever needs to hear it at the time will hear it and hopefully be something for you to take away. But I will say this, that this is a new moon in Leo, and one that is powerfully aligned with lots of other planets, and things could shift on a dime as well. And just know that things are for your highest good. So sometimes if you're not consciously getting rid of people or things yourself, the universe will do it for you. And we have got a Uranus square. I think one of the aspects is to do with Uranus as well, and we've got Pluto on the other side as well. So these are two big outer planets that are very transformative, and Uranus is just just will clip things out. Okay, I know I'm Aquarius, and we're ruled by Uranus, and Uranus has a big way of actually making changes very suddenly. Okay, so I will say that do let go of things that you know. It could be your work, it could be your partner, it could be friends, it could be your life, it could be shifting lives as well, and really making changes. And I feel with some of you as well, you could be moving, you could be making those kind of changes, changing your scenery and your environment. Okay, so let go of what does not serve your highest good. And let me see if there's anything I really need to add to that. Let me have a quick look. This problem with this beautiful deck is they don't have a number on the cards, and it's not alphabetical, which means it takes a little content search to find the appropriate page, which is the biggest downfall of this beautiful, beautiful deck. And I don't know why they've done that. So much so, you see, I can't even find it. Okay, I'm going to go without reading it. So yeah, I think I've covered that really with the wolf. Let go of what does not serve your highest good. So, that's me letting go, having to sort of search for more information there. Okay, I think I've kind of imparted whatever wisdom needs to come out of this card. All right, moving on. I feel like I would like to give you guys a card from the Love, Whispers of Love. And one just flew out. Let's have a look. Okay, express love through gifts. So this is nice to do as well. All right, so a small token of love can convey great appreciation. Okay, now this doesn't mean to say to your significant other, all right, during this Venusian time, but this is a nice thing to do all the time, and which is actually perhaps being kind and paying it forward. All right, so maybe buying somebody a coffee. That happened to me this morning. I was going out for a walk, and there was a little coffee vendor out by the riverside. I didn't take my mobile phone out with me. I was charging it up to be able to do these videos, and I just happened to comment, oh my god, I wish I had my phone with me, because of course I would have loved the idea of having a coffee by the river. And this lovely couple bought me a coffee, okay, and with a proviso that I'll pay it forward, which is, of course, that's what you feel inclined to do. So again, this kind of expression through gifts, is about also community and for the collective whole. All right, as well as, of course, your special friends and people that you love. All right, I'm going to do another one, actually. I feel like I'd like to draw another one. So Aries, express love through gifts. And it could be small gifts as well. It doesn't have to be a big token. It could be words of appreciation, just to say thank you, to somebody who might have helped you, or maybe your partner. Okay, don't be afraid. In fact, I'm going to bring it to this. Don't be afraid to show your tenderness through the communication. Okay, sometimes we take friends, family members, people for granted. We don't thank them for the smallest effort that they've done, or maybe for the effort that they are efforting, and we take things so much for granted these days because life moves so fast that we don't even allow ourselves to express, our gratitude. And even it's a form of love, okay, saying thank you, for washing up, thank you for, making me this, thank you for cooking. How many women, cook daily, and I wonder how many times they get thanks for that, just even on a daily, So again, be aware of what, and at the risk of feeling that, I shouldn't have to be saying anything of that, or I don't need to tell my partner, thanks for doing this, that, because, I'll be taken for granted, or whatever. No, it's hardly the point or the case at all. I think it is important you take a risk, because it will bring you closer to, you will enrich your life and have friends that are much more closer to you, and you will see those. So again, during this Venus retrograde, it is a really good time to really pay attention to who really makes the effort, who has been efforting, and particularly around your social circle as well, who's not, and maybe it's time for you to release what's not serving you. Okay, I did say I was going to pull another one out, so let's have a quick look. Aries is another little love whisper card. This one. physical touch. Okay, again here, this is that as well. You know, tender touch can mean so much. So again, you know, hugs to your partners or your friends, or even, you know, just the physical touch. We all need physical touch, and perhaps this is about also you treating yourself to a massage or something like that as well. Okay, so you know, maybe even doing some rolfing. Okay, for some reason I got that, you know, for some of you to maybe doing some physical practice that would actually really help to enhance and make you feel good in your body as well. Okay, we tend to be very much up in our heads these days, so it's really important that we can allow ourselves to kind of embrace the sense of touch through a good massage, or even through some foot therapy, or you know, some kind of love, personal love as well. Okay, first and foremost, you know, it's a bit like the mask thing, isn't it? They always say, you know, in case the plane does come down, always give yourself the life mask before you give it to your child. And it's to say, make sure that you are receiving the physical needs. If this is something that you need to actually communicate as well to your partner, some of you maybe feel that you're not getting enough physical tenderness. All right, you know, and maybe it's important for you to get to that point where there's a sense of closeness and a sense of physical connection. Again, do not be afraid to speak up for your needs and ask for what you want. So that is the card reading for certain. And I think for a chakra card, let's do one last card here for the chakras. Okay, that might help you during this time. In fact, that will help you during this time, certainly if you practice it. Okay, let's have a look. Is there a particular chakra that could really help for the Aries? Ooh. Let's have a look. Okay, I got two here and I'll take them both. So soul healing is actually a chakra that's generally above here, about, you know, several inches away up from the top of the crown. So for some of you, there is some kind of definite soul growth, some soul healing that needs to happen or is happening for you to really come into your heart center and really light up the self. And then also, which is interesting, is the inner child as well. So this is very much you know, a card of healing your inner child. Now, we often are coming from a place of fear, and that's because the inner child is feeling threatened and feeling wounded and maybe not being seen, you know, and is afraid to speak up because you've been told not to speak up for your requirements when you're a child. Okay, I mean, I know sometimes child rearing is quite changed a lot, but this is probably for the, I won't say the older, but certainly people midlife as well. There's a lot of stuff that sometimes we feel afraid to speak up of because we were raised in a way not to have a voice and not to really ask for what we want. That's how things were. Okay, we were very strongly disciplined, and there are many, many adults who function in this world that's afraid to actually ask their partners for really what they want as well. But I'm going to have a quick look at this card. So that's the heart chakra. Okay, and again, heart chakra is where the love is, the heart-centered life living is as well. All right, so I'm just going to quickly read something for you from this inner child here. It says, my inner child is free to express love and joy. So again, this is about the playfulness I was talking about earlier on. Okay, you know, we can only... Playfulness actually brings us back into a heart and joy as well. So, I mean, if you look at this adult's going down, you know, a slide. It's kind of nice sometimes to actually do that even as an adult, you know, just to be childlike again, to play in a playground, you know, they should have an adult playground. I mean, I know we get these kind of bigger playgrounds that cost a lot of money to get in there, but I'm talking about even just in parks. You know, in fact, I was at a park this morning. I don't know why I didn't do it myself, because there was nobody there, not a child there, not a parent there, and I could have actually gone down on a slide. In fact, I might just do that myself some other day. But anyway, so really tend to your inner child. Ask your inner child, what would you like? Maybe you've not given yourself ice cream for ages, and then you think, oh, you know, speak to your inner child, your he or she, okay, you know, the child that needs the attention. And it's certainly one way to actually free ourselves from any fear that we're holding back. So if any of you are how would I say, I won't say suffering, but, you know, experiencing the idea of not being able to really speak your truth or feeling trapped and confused, speak to your inner child, okay, and coax her or him out of that feeling. Reassure her and him what it is. You be the parent, be the parent that you didn't have. Listen to her, listen to him. Okay, so I'm just going to use child as the main pronoun, if you like. Okay, ask what he or she requires to heal. You may feel drawn to go and see a healer, or simply take some quiet time to engage in an inner dialogue with this part of you. Which also brings me to the fact that I do inner child work. There are links below as well, so if any of you really want to do some deeper work and actually really help to heal some of the issues or deeper issues that are coming up within your relationships, or just in the way how you feel and you just can't seem to break the pattern or just that feeling, then I will be able to be of assistance to you. But anyhow, here we are. It says it is time to fully engage and be present with your inner child. Let her or him feel safe and loved and heard. Allow this deep connection of healing. Love, love, love is the key. Okay, so again, heart chakra stuff will really help all of the Arians. I know some Aries actually have just been through a major change cycle, particularly in the relationship. It's taken a lot of vulnerability. But do come back to working on your inner heart, your inner child, because these things just don't go away. Growth is a continual spiral of growing. All right, and we will always be somewhat triggered to a certain point, and again, it's about our responsibility to take care of that. Life can be so serious and we forget to play, create joy and have fun. Okay, when was the last time you felt and played like a kid? What does your inner child want to go? Go play on the swing, dance, paint and go to a beach. It's time to let your inner child express himself or herself and play and have joy. So yeah, so for me that is really very much reiteration of this play I was saying as well. And like I said, being in Leo season, it is absolutely perfect. And I'm just going to read you the mantra of this soul star chakra, which, like I said, it tends to be up here. Okay, this is where your soul level, high level is. It says, I'm open to receive deep soul healing now and embrace the support of pure love to guide my healing journey. I'll put that on the screen. Okay, I'm open to receive deep soul healing now and embrace the support of pure love to guide my healing journey. Okay, and I think this is really important as well, because I know for a fact this Venus coming up now, literally as I'm recording this today, there could be some emotional hurt that's surfacing as well, percolating through. There could be memories coming up of maybe all the relationships that have been painful, betrayal, any kind of wounding could be making you feel quite tender as well. So be good to yourself, be kind to yourself, and just accept the feelings that may be coming up, and nurture that as well. Okay, so try not to deny any feelings, and once you feel better, maybe go out and play and have fun. All right, Aries, I hope you really guys got something out of this reading. I thank you all for being here. Thank you for listening, and thank you for all the new subscribers as well. And I'm going to leave you with lots of love, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye for now. Bye.